up, YouTube? Kedris here. Talk about my match preview of Nottingham Forest versus Arsenal. Now, I know we all left last week with a sour taste in our mouth after going out in the FA Cup to Wrexham, the Ryan Reynolds club. Uh, Overall, I think we can all say it was a very lackluster performance. The tactics, well, just go watch my match reaction video. You'll know what I think about all that. But we have to look forward. We have to move on. We have to brace ourselves for this to be the rest of the season. And it starts with Arsenal. And I think this is actually a match where we can get a result. I think this is a match where the players will show up and the tactics of the manager, Sean Dyche, will actually be effective and useful. I can't believe I just said that. Useful. But as with all things, we have to start with the most important part of any lineup building show, the injuries. Yes, the good old stuff. Taking a look at Arsenal's injuries, Mascara's still out. Doesn't look like he's going to be returning till February. Max Dowman, the Wonder Academy kid, still out until February. Calafiori has been ruled out. Could be back at the end of January. And Hincapi has also been ruled out. And there's no return date for him yet, so that's interesting. But looking at this overall, what this tells me is especially left side, because Calafiore plays fullback for them, and Cappy's kind of the left fullback, center back, backup. Their left side is going to be a little weak. Yeah, I think that is crucial. That is something I'm going to be looking at when I go to build my lineup for what I think we should play and what we should do. Moving on to the Forest injuries. John Victor will be out for the foreseeable future. I think he needs some time to think about what he's done. And also, more importantly, I think his confidence is pretty shot right now. So maybe we can be looking to loan him out in the summer to somewhere where he can rebuild that confidence. Chris Wood, knee injury. Does he play again for this season? I don't know. But I think we're looking at a situation where maybe you have that older player who kind of just quietly exits the club, and you don't really notice, like, oh yeah, he's gone, kind of thing. And I think that's going to be the story of Chris Wood in the summer. Ryan Yates is coming back, the former team captain. Can he inject energy? Can he inject accountability into the play, into the players? Because I think what we're lacking a lot right now is that accountability. And this is the type of match where maybe he thrives, kind of gets into it, nitty gritty, breaks up play. I heard he was available for Wrexham game. I can't remember if he played in it. But, I mean, I'm trying to delete that match from my mind. So, could be on the bench, could be somebody to come on, could be someone to affect the match. I actually wouldn't mind to see him starting. I'm not going to pick him for my starting 11, but I wouldn't mind seeing him start just for his shithousery and how he kind of breaks up play and frustrates the opposition. Willy Bali and Ibrahim Sangari are back from AFCON. Willy Bali is not really impactful. He's been a fringe player this season. He's 34 years old. He's probably on his way out. But he at least is an emergency backup depth if we suddenly have a huge string of injuries for all of our center backs. Sangari coming back. Now, that is very impactful. He was lighting it up before he left for AFCON. Coming back from AFCON, did that disrupt his rhythm? Did that affect his game? Are we going to get the same Sangari? I don't know. Would I start him? We have to find out. But besides that, honestly, we're relatively unscathed, which I think is a blessing, especially heading into this new fixture window that's going to be kind of congested for January and February. And I think we're more on the luckier side when it comes to injuries in that regard. Moving on to the lineup. The lineup. Moving first to the medical bay. Obviously, Wood and Victor, they're out. I'm just going to completely ignore them. They're not available. They're in the medical bay, obviously. Starting with our goalkeepers, your options are Sells and Gunn. Don't understand why Gunn didn't play in the FA Cup, but the answer here is obvious. It's Matt Sells in goal. He's the option right now. We are looking in the market though, but I don't think we'll get anything this window for him. Moving on to the center backs. As much as you want to say Milinkovic has dropped off significantly this season, I want to see Jair Cunha play. I think you're still going to have to see a back to the center back pairing be Milinkovic and Murillo. There's been some rumors about Morato leaving, but from what I've heard, the answer is going to be no. He's staying for the foreseeable future. Probably more because we don't have a lot of money to spend on like a left-footed center back to go get one. And our focus is more towards striker. Is that an excuse? Probably, but it is what it is. Moving on to the fullback options. Savona, he's a depth player. He's not a starter, unfortunately, for everybody. Zinchenko, I wish he would leave, but I don't think we have the money to really pay for his early cancel fee for the loan. Cubano is interesting because I actually saw he was assigned a number, so he's kid number 6 in the team. But anyways, Cubano, I don't know where he's at, what he's doing, to be honest with you. Like, he's supposed to be with the team right now, but I haven't seen any news about it. I don't even think he's left Brazil yet, which is insane. But I don't know, he's kind of off in the ether doing whatever. But I think we all know the lineup is going to be Williams on the left, unfortunately, and Aina on the right. I do still think they should switch, but I think at this point I've accepted that it's not going to happen. It's just going to be like that. And I think the real big reason why it is that way is because of the recovery of Aina, his speed getting back. Milinkovic has been struggling, especially, and he's not really good in like 1v1 situations. So Aina kind of has that burst of pace to get back and help Milinkovic. I mean, it's a good reason, but I would rather see us utilize all the attributes of our best players. And I think Aina's shooting is something that's being ignored. Moving to the midfield, this is where I'm going to put in the formation, so that way it's not a surprise for anybody. 4-5-1, 4-3-3, if you want to be more attacking in your outlook. But it's a 4-5-1. I think the midfield, I think we're going to see a lot of what we did against Manchester City. So it's going to be Anderson in the 6. And could we see Dominguez? So this is interesting because you have Sangare coming back. You have Dominguez, who's in really good form right now. And then you have Gibb White's the captain. Can you drop him? Luis, unfortunately, we can't talk about Luis. He's just, I don't, like, it's just embarrassing the way we're doing him. McAtee, he can get lost. Yates is coming back. I don't think he starts just because of the quality gap between these 4 and him is so high. But like I said, he could be a shell. I wouldn't mind seeing him start for his shithousery and break up and play, but I don't think he does. The quality gap's just too much. I don't think Luis starts because we're just doing him so dirty, man. Like I said, it's embarrassing. So that leaves Gibbs White, Sangare, and Dominguez to play in those 2 8 roles in a 4-5-1. I think, unfortunately, for all parties involved, it is going to be Gibbs White that starts. He's the captain. He's making all the money. He has to start. What can you say? For that one, the left mid position, Dominguez, Sangare. So you have Dominguez, who's got energy to get up and down the pitch. Sangare's got better quality. I think it's gonna be Dominguez. I think it is gonna be Dominguez that starts. I think he's been here the last couple weeks. He hasn't really put in a showing where I'm like, he cannot, like, you have to get him out of the lineup. I think Sangare being slightly less pace and an option to kind of switch out Anderson later on in the match if he gets tired is something that Sean Dyche might take into consideration. I don't even know what to say. Does Sean Dyche even think that far ahead? That's a good question. But I think we will see Sangare come on the pitch in this match. I think we could also see Yates come on. Maybe see Douglas Luiz. I don't know, but that's a whole midfield rotation we have. That's not bad quality. It's really not. You'd have to say Yates is the worst. And I wouldn't mind not seeing him. You put these two on. I mean, we have options. Should not be 17th in the league. I need to stop bitching, but that's the truth I feel in the matter. For the wingers, a lot less options. Could Dominguez reprise a role on the wing? Please, God, no. We've seen it. I know he does all right there, but please, no. Who to start? Ndoye is supposed to be back. How fit is he? I mean, I think we're going to see him come off the bench, definitely. But I think at this point in time, I can't see him starting. Bakwa, is Sean Dyche's comments about people knocking on his door? Does that have to do with Bakwa? Could be. Could be. And I think that's probably why he's going to be on the bench as well. We have a really good bench for this game. I think I'm going to go through it, but I think our bench is insane. But that leaves the obvious choices of Callum Hudson-Odoi on the left and Hutchinson on the right. I don't know what happened to Hutchinson. Well, actually, I do know. I explained it in my reaction video. But Hutchinson didn't really show up for the Wrexham game. But, I mean, I expect a full performance from him. He's going to have to do a lot of holding up the ball. He needs to get the ball and let it stick to him. We can't be losing possession. And he was at fault for one of the goals, but that was because he was playing more centrally. But he needs to be able to hold on the ball better. He needs to be able to let it stick. For the strikers, Jesus Christ. I think, to be honest with you, there is a chance that Awani could start because he's given Saliba and Gabriel a difficult time before. And the first time we played against them, I mean, it was a 3-0 thrashing. Ange had just been hired. I think I would hope to see Igor, even though he's not scoring. He's a better option, I believe, technically, than Taiwo. But could we see Taiwo? I wouldn't put it past Sean Dyche to put Taiwo on. I really wouldn't. But that's my lineup. 4-5-1. Williams on the left, Iron on the right, Murillo Milinkovic the center back, Anderson the 6, Dominguez and Gibbs White dropping into the 8, Hudson-Odoi on the left, Hutchinson on the right, and Igor Jesus. Our bench looks pretty good. I don't want to see him on the bench, but he'll probably be there. Abbott will be on the bench. Probably not Bali. Cunha could be on the bench. You get, 9 players? 1, 2. Fullbacks, you have Savona to come on. Kuisi Cubano. Maybe. Zinchenko can't play against his parent club. Thank God. Matter of fact, why don't we bring him with us and just leave him there? I wouldn't mind. Midfielders, like I said before, you got these 3 to come on. It's pretty quality. Midfield, the wingers, Doi, Bakwa. Those are guys who could affect the game. I think those are quality players. As shit as Bakwa has been, I think he can produce something. He has it in his locker. Same with Ndoye, as crap as Ndoye has been. I think he has it in his locker to create something and do something. And then you have striker. Yeah, anyways. So that's my lineup. Moving on to the team news and where I think Arsenal will do it. The Arsenal predicted lineup seems to be this: Trossard, Rice. He put Timber on the left. That's interesting. Put Timber on the left. But I think, does Fatmob agree with that? Yeah? Okay. So Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, White. That's a pretty solid back line. Rice, Zubamendi, Odegaard. Odegaard, for some weird reason, always seems to do good against us. And then Zuby obviously had the volley from the corner that scored last match. Declan Rice, I think he's been kind of in a little bit of a I wouldn't say a no-show, but he's going to kind of like he hasn't really produced any wow. Like, I haven't been wowed by him lately. Gyökeres, what a flop. And then there's our strikers rated 0.1 above him. I love Igor, bro, but he's got to score. He's not a. Anyways, Saka. It's gonna have a really big job for Nico Williams, but I think Nico Williams can do the job. I think he can lock him down. Trossard against Aina. I mean, it depends on which Aina we get, which Aina shows up. The Aina that dominated last season, or the Aina that was crap at the end of it. Which one do we get? Trossard's not quick. He's a very technical player. So if Aina can apply himself, I think we can get something from him. Honestly, I look at the Arsenal lineup and I'm not intimidated. I'm really not. Like, there's nobody I look at in there that we can't control, that we can't affect with our players. And I think with the nature of how the game's going to be, very possession based for Arsenal, very low blocky for us. Sells needs to show up. He has to have a match. He's going to be blocking a lot of long shots. He needs to show up in this match. And I think we have the quality to do something. I believe, even though you have a world-class goalkeeper in Raya, you have a Callum Hudson-Odoi who can make those amazing shots. I think you have Hutchinson who can produce something. He's got great crossing. His shooting, every time he's taking a long shot, I think it's been pretty decent. He can produce. Morgan Gibbs White, these are the games that he usually shows up for. I think he's going to show up and show out. You're definitely going to get energy. Jesus, can he win the battle against Saliba and Gabriel? I think that's probably going to be the point of contention in this game. How often can Jesus win against their center backs? And I'm not liking our odds. I don't think he wins that many. We are coming off a win at West Ham, but we are also coming off a loss to Wrexham. I think, honestly, the pendulum can swing both ways. I really do. I really think it can. I think my score prediction is going to be a draw. I think it's going to end up 1-1. Can I have any confidence in that? Not really. Can I have a lot of hope? Yes. I think Arsenal is going to be very defensively stable. I think I have a lot of possession. I think we will have opportunities. Can we take them? That's the question. We haven't been taking them this season. That's the difference between this season and last season. We haven't been taking them. Anyways, that's all I got to say about that overall. Please let me know y'all's thoughts. Leave a comment just down below. Like and subscribe. I'm really curious to see what the general consensus is on what the result's going to be. I've kind of long-winded this and kind of been a lot of he's and ha's and but it's because we're in the hole, but I do think we can get a result. And that makes me want to think harder and think about how we can do it. At the end of the day, there's only one thing that matters. And that's, come on, you red.